Is this working? Okay. I just wanted to first thank you all for not only taking the time to listen to us, but really giving everybody the courtesy of a thorough listening and even questions at this hour, taking everyone seriously at whatever time it is. To thank you, to thank God, and my wife who's watching patiently at home on one of those public access channels that no one watches. Barry Dolinger, 99 Lauriston Street, Providence, Rhode Island. I am the youngest rabbi in the state. The youngest minister spoke earlier, but I'm a rabbi of the oldest Orthodox Jewish congregation in Providence, Rhode Island, Congregation Beth Shalom. I also speak to you as an attorney, a member of the Bar of Rhode Island and Massachusetts, practicing here in Providence, the law office of Barry Dolinger. I'll add that while I was an intern in the Senate, I ran a group on church and state for the United States Senators, and it was a meaningful discussion on these types of issues. My branch of Judaism, Orthodox Judaism, takes a pretty strict view of the Bible, unlike some of the, I would say, more liberal clergy here tonight. And as such, the prescriptions in Leviticus are taken literally. I would not perform a same-sex marriage ceremony. In fact, I would probably have my rabbinic title revoked from my school and my organization. Nevertheless, I am here tonight in strong, strong support of this bill, and I urge you to consider that perspective for several reasons. As a member of the Jewish faith, we are a perpetual minority. Small in number from the time we went down to Egypt until now, largely small in number still because they keep killing us. Our people died in the Inquisition in the millions. The Holocaust wasn't the first time. Pogroms in Russia and a lot of things in between, but there's no need to recount Jewish history now. It's long. Of course, culminating in the Holocaust and then waves of terrible terrorism in the Middle East that have killed our people because of what we believe in. And not just that, there are all of the Jews throughout the ages, my parents and others, forced to pray Christian prayers in schools throughout the country. We are a minority religion here. We've always been a minority religion everywhere except in Israel. And it's from that perspective that I come to you and I tell you that if we listen to religious arguments in favor of not allowing same-sex marriage, that does more damage to religion than anything else. I really benefit from the fabric of our society, and the fabric of our society is one built on tolerance, respect. I don't want to believe anything that anyone wants me to believe. If I did that, I'd have to be a Catholic in the state of Rhode Island, and would have to be all kinds of other things, but I'm not. I don't believe in Jesus, and I'm not gonna. And I don't want anyone telling me I'm gonna do that. So I'm not gonna tell anyone else that because I wouldn't marry them, that they can't get married. That's bad for them. It's really bad for them. Then I become their enemy for no reason. I'm happy to practice my religion. They let me do it. Why shouldn't I do that for others? It's crazy. Not only is it bad for them, it's bad for me. I want these people to be my friends. I don't want them to be my enemy because of something I believe. They have their beliefs, I have mine. We should all live in peace together. It's pretty simple. This isn't just my view. This is the view of the founders, the idea of separation of church and state. And while it might not have been actualized to the full degree originally, the principle certainly leads in this direction, akin to the fact that slavery was allowed despite the fact that they obviously recognized the human dignity present in each person. But it takes time sometimes to develop the concepts and really realize them to their full potential. I just want to close on one legal note and one historical note because some of the arguments I have here to mention have already been beaten to death. Just on the question of, fear of the clergy who wouldn't perform these marriages and whether there are adequate protections in Senate Bill 38. There was a really great presentation by a fantastic attorney earlier regarding that, but I would add one note, which is that even if there were no protections, not in RFRA, not in any of the other statutes in Rhode Island that were cited earlier, It's universally agreed, I think, in the academy and the legal community that we would be protected by the free exercise clause to the Constitution itself. Meaning even if Rhode Island said nothing about protecting clergy, we could not be forced to perform a marriage against our religion, and that's well within the First Amendment's free exercise clause. The government could not compel us to do that. And so based on that and all of the other statutes, RFRA and other strong statutes, clergy, my fellow clergy that would have come here tonight and opposed it if they felt as passionately as I did, but they didn't. Those clergy are not afraid of being compelled. There are people that oppose it, people for it, but we as clergy are not afraid. Not afraid we're going to be forced to do something if you pass Senate Bill 38. Just wanted to close by quoting George Washington's letter to the Jews of Newport. The Touro Synagogue is one of the oldest synagogues in America. In Newport, in 1790, George Washington sent a letter in reply to them, which is read every year ceremonially, and I think it really rings true at this moment today. At the end, he says, "For happily the government of the United States," substitute Rhode Island if you choose, "which gives to bigotry no sanction, to persecution no assistance, requires only that they who live under its protection should demean themselves as good citizens. May the children of the stock of Abraham who dwell in this land continue to merit and enjoy the goodwill of the other inhabitants, while everyone shall sit under his own vine and fig tree, and there shall be none to make him afraid." Well, I have to say tonight, there are many to make many of the people in this room and outside of these walls afraid. Let us not make a liar out of George Washington. Let us not make a liar out of Roger Williams. Do what's right. Even those of us who oppose it are asking you to do it. Thank you.
Are there any questions or comments for this witness? Thank you.